for you system that's already been set up for me, meaning I don't need any complicated funnels, no selling myself, or even needing to promote my own products. Because today, we're not going to talk about all the over-competitive stuff that you've already seen online, like dropshipping, Amazon, YouTube automation, crypto trading. No, none of that stuff. Instead, I want to share with you this one copy and paste AI-based video script that is combining a 90% done-for-you system with this little-known exploding industry that Forbes is saying will cross $300 billion by next year. And it's not just me, because hundreds of ordinary, normal, everyday, busy people are already getting some pretty incredible results. Like Kalen, a burnt-out 9-to-5er, he did $11,000 his first month. Or Sophia, a part-time college student, made $3.7K her first month. Now this is so powerful because AI is already turning the world upside down. CNN just published an article saying that over 300 million jobs are going to be replaced by AI in the coming few years. And especially right now in these crazy, uncertain economic times, where experts are saying that we're heading already into the next recession, building a second passive income stream has never been more important for protecting our families and ourselves from the next financial crisis that is about to happen. So you're probably wondering, well, what exactly is this automated income opportunity? Well, it's called digital arbitrage. And in order to explain what this is, I need to first give you some context on how I even came across it. And no, don't worry, this isn't going to be a 2-hour webinar where I tell you my sob story and then pitch you a $2,000 course at the end of it. In fact, the moment you reach the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus. The exact copy and paste AI generated script that my students are using right now to make an extra $100 to $300 a day on autopilot, I'm going to give to you, so you can potentially start seeing some results in as little as the next 30 minutes. Now here's exactly how I'm going to give you this AI script, so pay close attention. I want you to pull out your phone right now. This will only take you 7 seconds. And look up my name on the school platform. My name is spelled Richard Yu. If you don't see it, go into the members tab and then type in my name as you see on the screen and hover over my name and you can send me a message. All I want you to do is DM me the word watching. That's it, one word, to let me know that you're watching this masterclass right now live. And then I want you to come back to this training immediately. Because at the end of this training, I'm gonna give you a second secret keyword. And when you DM that keyword to me, and you've sent me the 2 keywords, watching, and the second keyword, which you'll get at the end in a few minutes, I will send you over the AI script as a gift for staying until the end, no strings attached. Now, let me explain to you exactly how I was able to set up my very first automated income stream when I was a broke college student, even without any prior business or technical experience. So here's my computer and some slides. Let's jump in and I'll explain to you. It all started back in December 2019, when I was studying in university. At the time, I was working full-time while also studying full-time in school, just trying to pay off the student loans and all the credit card debt that I had. I literally had zero free time because when I wasn't working my minimum wage job, I was studying. And when I wasn't studying, I had to be slaving away for $12 an hour minimum wage. Until one day, I had 2 raw conversations that exposed the real reality. I was talking to one of my university professors who told me that as a 40-year-old, almost 20 years after graduating from university, he had finally finished paying off his student loans and that he still has been living in a 1-bedroom apartment to that very day, struggling to pay rent. I was shocked because here he was, teaching in a lecture hall to hundreds of other students of the next generation. Yet his reward, after 20 years of slaving away, was still student debt and living in an apartment that was the same size as his college dorm room from 20 years ago. And later that week, someone at my church who was a doctor, 42 years old, he made an offhand comment that he was so relieved that he had finally finished paying off his medical school debt, and he was still driving a 1998 Toyota. I literally couldn't believe and unsee what I just experienced. Here I was, working myself into exhaustion, neck deep in debt, believing that this path that my parents, teachers, quite frankly, all of society says was the safe route. When all of these mentors that I looked up to, the doctors, the professors, they were all struggling to get by well into their 40s. And to make things worse, the company I was working for was going through some pretty difficult times, and they had to cut costs, so they let me go. Meaning that not only did I have this debt growing month over month, but now I knew I would not even be able to pay that debt down, let alone the interest fees, and affording rent in my apartment for the next coming weeks was going to be hard. At this point, this was my rock bottom. I realized that this path of going to university, getting a stable job, which ended up not being stable at all, and paying off my student debt, this had been a lie the entire time. I knew that something had to change. Every day that I procrastinated on this, I was sinking deeper into debt, and I knew it was only a matter of time before it was too late. So I began to do some research, looking up different online side hustles, trying desperately to find the one thing that would finally give me freedom. And I don't know if this is relatable to you, but I wasted a lot of time and even worse, a lot of money. I watched YouTube videos, I saw ads pop up, and then I bought courses that all these gurus sold me on these opportunities like dropshipping, starting an agency, crypto, real estate. Trust me, what you've tried and done, I've done, and I failed them all badly. But then I started wondering, wait a second, why are all of these online gurus selling courses when they've already made money successfully themselves? And after doing a quick Google search, I found out that Forbes even published an article saying that this e-learning industry of selling online courses, otherwise known as digital products, it's the fastest growing $300 billion industry. And this explosive growth was largely due to what happened during the pandemic. With people forced to stay home, people stopped learning in physical classrooms. And instead, we all started learning online. But after the pandemic was over, people still preferred to learn in the comfort of their home. And I'm not just talking about making money online content, I'm talking about education as a whole. Learning how to be healthier, learning new languages, and even traditional universities were adopting online education. And the reality is, more and more millionaires are being made every single day from selling digital products. And I know what you're thinking. Well, good for them that they can make money selling online courses, digital products, but I'm not an expert in anything. And that's exactly what I thought too. So I decided to take one more chance, and I invested into a mentor's coaching program where I learned the high income skill of how to sell digital products. I was a college student at the time, and my mentor pushed me to sell the only thing that I knew, which was productivity. Basically, a course on how to wake up earlier, how to have healthier habits, and I priced it at $500, which was super scary, and I had no belief that anyone was ever gonna buy. And fast forward 8 months later, and it still gives me goosebumps to say this today, that one course did over $500,000 my first year out of university. And I had so many friends from college ask me that year, how exactly did you do this? Turn your knowledge into a digital product. And so I began mentoring a few friends and family members on how to help them turn their ideas into online digital products. And the results were insane. Lucas, a 19-year-old college student, I helped him sell a course on how to play a video game called Rocket League. And in his first month, he made $31,000, and over the next 12 months scaled that course business to over $170,000 a month.
We scaled up to 30K about in revenue our second month working together. And then we've now hit some incredible milestones with the business. I think we hit our peak month just of 187K.
Jennifer, who was a full-time 9-to-5er, she made a career coaching program helping other people find better jobs. And she had $50,000 in her first 30 days.
I was able to get $50,000 in revenue in about 25 days.
And Nikki was a struggling hairstylist. And I helped her make a course teaching other people how to become hairstylists, and her business went from $20,000 a month to $300,000 a month in less than 6 months. Now, many of my students were doing so well that they wanted me to invest in their business as an investor so I could help them even more. So I launched a private equity firm called the Apex Advisor Group, which is where they gave me a percentage of their company or revenue share, and I was therefore directly incentivized to invest and grow their companies even more. And while that was great, there's one major problem. Even though I had all these mentees that were succeeding selling their own digital products online, I had a lot of followers, friends, and family members reach out to me and say, Richard, I get that a digital product business is the best opportunity out there, but I'm a beginner. I don't have an idea. And even if I did have an idea, I don't feel like an expert. Like, why would anyone trust or listen to me or want to buy from me? I started meeting some other people, really busy working 9-to-5 jobs. They said, look, I don't want the stress of running my own digital product business, having to build the product, take sales calls, handle customer service, or manage any employees. I had some busy moms reach out to me and some college students that were super overwhelmed with exams and classes. They said, Richard, I'm so busy taking care of my kids, studying in classes. I'm so tired after I get home from a 9-to-5 job. I just want a business I can do in my spare time for only 1 to 3 hours a day. And I had a couple people reach out who were really shy, and they said, look, I want a business, Richard, where I don't have to show my face. And so I thought to myself, man, there has to be a better way for normal, everyday beginners, busy parents, college students, 9-to-5ers, people who just retired, older individuals who aren't necessarily experts. There had to be a way for these people to participate in this exploding digital product industry without having to sell their own products or even show their face. And that's when it hit me. One day, I was watching a video on YouTube and I saw this YouTuber make a video review on a computer. And then they said at the end of the video, hey, if you enjoy this video and you want to support the channel, you can click the link below and buy it using my affiliate link. I'm sure we've all seen influencers on YouTube or on social media talking this way. And he was pretty transparent. He said that he got a 4% commission and it was a $1,000 computer, which means that if I bought it or anyone else, he'd make $40. And while it's great that the influencer didn't have to do any selling, he was just simply talking about a product that wasn't his. And then he just simply sent people to click the link below. $40, that's not that much. And that's when I had this massive aha moment. What if I could help my mentees who were complete beginners with no prior business or technical experience, who didn't want to start their own digital product business because they didn't have an idea yet or because they didn't feel ready, like they were qualified yet? What if they could just simply promote other people's digital products instead of making their own? Digital products that were high ticket, meaning at least $500, $2,500, even $10,000 plus. And what if they could make up to 50% commission on all of these products without having to do any of the selling themselves? In other words, what if they could arbitrage the products of other people and make the lion's share of the profits? Now, because these were digital products rather than physical products like a computer, I gave it the name digital arbitrage. So I took on a small group of mentees and the results were insane. Hamza, a complete beginner promoting other people's products, made $3,000 in his first month and he didn't even have to show his face. Or Jennifer, who was so skeptical that she thought that this whole thing was a scam, and she did this on the side in her spare time while still working her 9-to-5 and made $50,000 in her first month. And I know you're wondering, well, how the heck did they do it? Well, let me show you. These are the exact 4 steps that these ordinary beginners did to build a 90% automated done-for-you business that runs on autopilot without having to do any of the selling themselves or even promote their own products. Even as busy parents with kids, working extremely exhausting 9-to-5 jobs, or even as super busy college students. Step number 1 is finding the digital product. This is the simplest step. Let's go to a website called digistore24.com. Here, you can basically find products in any niches, but I like to focus on health, wealth, and relationships. So we're gonna go here to the business and investment section, and once we're in here, we can filter down by earnings per sale. And we can see here now there's all these different products that pay out on the different commissions. Now, I like this one, the No Brainer Club. This one here is a $4,000 product. It pays 20% commission. Hey, if you send them a sale and they make a sale for you, you make $472 per sale. Now, once you find your product that you want to promote, we got to find out how to generate leads, a fancy word for saying interested buyers, to actually buy these products. How exactly do we find these leads? Well, that's what leads me to step number 2, the unlimited free leads system. Now, what exactly is this system? One word, Instagram. Don't worry, it's totally fine even if you've never even posted a video or have an account. You don't need to understand the platform in order to use it. And don't worry, you're not gonna have to do any silly dancing videos either. The only thing that matters is that Instagram is a gold mine of opportunity right now. Why? Because of TikTok. When TikTok came about a few years ago, it released a video feature called Reels. And basically, these are just 10-second videos, but they were going extremely viral. So viral that people started moving off of Instagram, and Instagram started losing a lot. I'm talking millions of users on the monthly basis. So Instagram decided to fight back by rewarding ordinary people with massive amounts of free views when they posted Reels. Because now, and as you know, Instagram now has Reels. So as long as you and I can take advantage of these Reels, we can get millions of views of free traffic. Well, what exactly do these videos look like? Now, you can build a personal brand where you post videos of yourself, or you can make a faceless brand, which is where you simply repost videos that have already gone viral without ever showing your face. For example, let's go to this page here called Investing Mentors. If you see here all these different reels, they're just simply reposting stuff that's already gone viral. Like, let's click on this one right here. As you can see, it's just a reel, it's kind of funny, of a whole bunch of people coming in and out of a subway train, and it says, when you're stuck in a rat race. This video has gotten 2,000 likes and over 300,000 views. That's insane. Remember, 300,000 views means 300,000 potential leads and therefore 300,000 potential customers. To download the reel, just go on Google, type in Instagram Reel Downloader, and you can use any of the top links to download that reel for free. And you can simply upload these reels onto a new Instagram account, even if you're starting with 0 followers, to start generating views ASAP. And no, you don't need to have thousands of followers or even show your face. For example, Kalen, he started doing this faceless less than 30 days ago with no following. And he did $10,200 in literally his first month as a complete beginner. And at his previous job, he was making minimum wage for only $2,000 a month. You don't need to have a big audience. And you know what's even crazier? Because of AI can now do 90% of the heavy lifting for you, because it can create videos where you don't even have to show your face. Online personas that can look like you or someone else, and AI can even make scripts for posts, reels, stories, literally anything that you can imagine. Seriously, all you need to have is a phone, and you have literally everything you need to get started. And you might be wondering, okay, well, I see that I can generate a lot of free traffic that can turn into leads, but how exactly do these turn into sales without me having to do any of the selling? And that's what takes me to step 3, called the done-for-you selling system. Now, inside of the videos that you post, you simply direct people to go to the link in your bio. And when people enter the link in bio, they can either buy directly on the website, also called a funnel, or they can book a call with the sales team to find out more information. Now, the key here is when you partner up with an expert and promote their product, the expert has a sales team that is able to get in contact with these leads and offer them high-ticket digital products, meaning you don't do any selling. And every single time someone buys, you're able to make up to 50% commissions on the price of the product without having to do any selling yourself. Even if you're a busy mom or dad with 3 kids, you're working 2 jobs, or you only have a few hours a day, because it only requires a phone, meaning you can do this while you're on your lunch break. It's so simple that complete beginners like Max did $35,000 in his first 6 weeks, and that's starting this business from complete scratch. Or Lucas, and this one's a little crazy. He launched his business on the side as a college student, doing it part-time as only a side hustle, while still going to school, and did $98,000 in a single month. So now you're probably thinking, well, how exactly do I get this 90% done-for-you system? Who builds the funnels? Who has the expert team that does all the selling? And that brings me to step number 4, which is that they all had a mentor. Listen, they all had a mentor that they invested into. Tony Robbins has this famous quote that says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the same result that you want and copy what they do, and you'll have the same results. The same way that I invested into a mentor, so I could gain the skills of selling digital products, each and every single one of the case studies that you've seen here, they've all invested into a mentor. The key here is you need to find a mentor who is willing to build you a done-for-you system that handles all the funnels, all the selling, and stay to the end of this training, which is only a few minutes left, because I'm going to share with you how I might be able to build you one of these systems. So now that you know that regardless of whether you want to make an extra $100 a day with digital arbitrage, or you have bigger ambitions of one day building a multi-7-figure business, digital arbitrage is hands down the simplest and fastest way to build automated income streams without needing to do any of the selling, promoting or making your own product, or having to do any of the heavy lifting. And you might be wondering, how do I implement all this step by step? What's the best product that I can promote to maximize my own commissions? What's the best video script framework that I can use to make videos? And how do I use AI to do 90% of the heavy lifting for me? And finally, who's the best mentor to help me so that I can have a 90% done for you system? And that's exactly why I launched the Digital Freedom Mentorship. This is a one-on-one mentorship specifically designed to give you a done-for-you list of products that are pre-vetted and ready to be promoted that pay up to 50% commission. Build you a 90% done-for-you selling system with a custom-made funnel so you don't have to touch anything tech-related, and then back you up with an expert team of salespeople so that you don't have to do any of the selling yourself either, and then handhold you through automating this business through the power of AI. Now, this mentorship is specifically for 2 types of people. First, if you're a complete beginner with no prior experience and you're a burnt out 9-to-5er you're a busy mom or dad with a lot of kids and you barely have any free time or energy at the end of the day, or you're an overburdened, overworked university student, this is for you. Or if you're a retiree and you've realized very recently that after working in the workforce your entire life for 20, 30, 40 years, it still isn't enough to pay the bills, this is also for you. And this is specifically for you if you have absolutely no idea what kind of digital product that you could sell, and you'd rather make 50% commissions promoting other people's digital products and participating in the lion's share of the profits without having to do all the hard work. And this is definitely for you if you don't want to show your face and you'd rather make faceless AI-generated content instead. The second type of person that this is the perfect fit for are the experts. Meaning, if you already have your own idea for a digital product, you want to launch your own education business, this mentorship will teach you exactly how to start, launch, and scale your digital product business and leverage the power of social media to generate massive amounts of free traffic online. Now I get it. I know right now you might be skeptical. You're thinking, Richard, what's in it for you? What's the catch? Well, the truth is, the people that take my mentorship seriously are going to see massive results. And when they do, although it's completely optional, they tend to ask me and my team how they can work with me on a deeper level. And remember a few minutes ago I told you that I have a private equity firm? That's basically a fancy term for saying a company that invests into smaller companies. Well, my team and I invest into our top students' businesses. We buy a percentage of their company, and then we partner with them to help them grow their companies from $10,000 to $20,000 to some even over $100,000 a month. So my selfish reason for why I have a mentorship is because I want to have a constant stream of successful mentees that are making $5K, $10K, $20,000 a month or more, that are so grateful from what they learned in my mentorship that they want me to invest